Yeah, at long last, huh? What's up, guys? This is Miasin, and yes, I know I'm slightly late. Finally back with the Blue Eye Spreadsheet video that I promised you guys like 10 years ago. It took me a while to make because, well, first of all, I had to wait until the ban list just to make sure that Crimson Dragon wasn't the one getting banned. And thank God the King Calamity got banned instead, because otherwise this deck would have been in a world of hurt, honestly. It does utilize Crimson Dragon, not even to make King Calamity, but just to make other things. And also searching Synchro Rumble. That card is pretty nice in the deck. This video, it will be absolutely huge, by the way. I'm covering 10 combos. A bunch of them are through hand shops and everything. By the way, in case you just want to skip ahead to a combo that interests you more than another, I will be putting a comment in the pinned comment in the comment section, so you can check out all the combos with the timestamps and everything. So yeah, feel free to skip ahead. If you want to watch the video until the end, you are more than welcome to do so, because this video has a lot of educational value, and this is also the kind of video that I really recommend you to add to your favorites, so that when Blue Eyes does come out, you know where to go to check out all the combos for reference. With that being said, let's get right into it, as soon as you smash the like and subscribe button. Alright, combo number 1, I have Sage with Eyes of Blue and 2 discards. This is assuming that we do not get stopped by hand shops. So normal summon the Sage, and then that's going to be searching for your Maiden of White, obviously. By the way, Sage and Maiden of White, they're very interchangeable. Whether I had like this one or the other, it's pretty much the exact same. Basically, Sage or Maiden of White. It's not exactly just Sage. But yeah, link off into the spirit with Eyes of Blue. This card's insane. It's a much better version of Salamangreat Phalanx. It searches your field spell, which is a better card than Salamangreat Sanctuary, but also this card can tribute itself and then summon a Blue Eyes monster from your hand or graveyard, which is really cool because when you summon Blue Eyes Red Dragon, you can revive back your Maiden of White. It's really nice. And then True Light Effect is going to be setting your prayers with Eyes of Blue. This card is a melody, but a good melody, because it can search a level 1 Light Tuner, any spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes Red Dragon from your deck to your hand, and we're going to be searching Master with Eyes of Blue, which can recycle back your Sage, and then we can use prayers, target the Blue Eyes, and then equip Ultimate Dragon, Synchro Summon into Spirit Dragon, tag out into Ancient Fairy Dragon, destroy that field spell, search for your Dragon Ravine, and then activate Dragon Ravine, discard your other cards, so that's the reason why it requires 2 discards, send the Chaos Max, and from here on out, we are guaranteed to summon Magia, because the Ultimate Fusion can still use its effect of shuffle back the Chaos Max as well as the Ultimate Dragon, or even some other Blue Eyes monsters if you really want to, because that's the requirement for Magia. It's either Ultimate Dragon with like the Chaos Max or any Chaos Ritual monster, or 3 Blue Eyes monsters instead of the Ultimate Dragon, which does matter because if you have a lot of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragons that you just want to shuffle back in your extra deck and have a better grind game, it really is a necessity. Sage with Eyes of Blue's in a hand effect will trigger targeting the Maiden of White, and you'll also chain the Maiden of White, so revive back your Sage, and also summon either Blue Eyes Jet Dragon or the second normal Blue Eyes monster that you're potentially playing if you're not playing Jet Dragon, and then Synchro Summon into Actual Synchro, revive back any level 1 Light Tuner, doesn't matter, because we're just going to be Synchro Summoning right away for the Spirit, and on the opponent's main phase very specifically, both True Light and Actual Synchro can use their effects, so True Light, revive back Blue Eyes, which yet again triggers the Maiden of White, and then we can go Actual Synchro into Stardust Dragon, and then Quick Sync using any monster that we control. It doesn't have to include Stardust Dragon, so we can Synchro into the second Blue Eye Spirit, and then we got 2 negation for graveyard effects. So the first one, the Spirit Dragon, after it negates, it can go into Blue Eye Spirit Ultimate Dragon, which is an Omni Negate, negates anything that activates on the field. And the second Blue Eye Spirit Dragon can also tag itself out, summon the Crimson Dragon, and then effect Chainlink 1 to search Synchro Rumble, and the Chainlink 2 or whatever on the resolution, tag out, summon the Cosmic Blazar Dragon. It's not like King Calamity where it might miss timing, so you always have to do it on resolution. Now it really doesn't matter, and even if your opponent has a Ghost Ogre, you can negate that Ghost Ogre with Stardust Dragon. So if your opponent top decks hand shops, it's maybe not going to be the greatest. This is kind of insane because we can go Ultimate Fusion on res even if we get hit by Dark Ruler, summon Magia, and then we still have like a huge board through Dark Ruler, because this is 3 negates. It negates a monster, a spell, and a trap, which is absolutely nasty. All of that off of one single card. This is insane. It's like 7 interruptions, 3 negates, and then the 2 Spirit Graveyard Effect negates, so that's 5, and then the Omni Negate from Ultimate, so that's 6, the Cosmic Blazar Omni Negate, so that's 7, and Stardust Dragon, I guess, if you can really count this. It's a really nasty and juicy end board off of one card. I will take that any day of the week. Let's get into combo number 2. Okay, so I just showed what can you do when you got Sage or Maiden. Like I said, it's interchangeable. Those cards are pretty much the same thing. what happens now if you have Neo Kaiser Seahorse and 2 discards? Well, it's pretty similar, but the sequencing is going to be much different. So normal summon the Neo Kaiser Seahorse and then go for Spirit, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. That is going to be Foolishing for your Maiden of White. It can Foolish either a Blue Eyes monster or a monster that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Maiden of White very specifically mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon, so that works. But you cannot Foolish cards like White Stone of Ancients. That card only mentions like Blue Eyes monsters, but White Stone of Legend, you can Foolish it. Either way, if you're playing those cards, you're doing something wrong, my man. You're stuck in 2016. No, we're trying to play 2024 Blue Eyes, which is much better. Anyways, this is going to be searching for the field spell and activate the field spell, and then target your Link 1, send Blue Eyes White Dragon, effect of the Link 1, revive back Blue Eyes, and then also revive back your Maiden of White. And then we will be using the on-field effect, or it has the same effect whether it's in the hand or on-field. We can send it to the grave, place the True Light directly from pretty much any location except from the Banished on your spell and trap zone face up. Even if there is a card that says you cannot activate trap cards, you can still use this effect and place your True Light. Yeah, because you're not activating True Light from your deck. You're really just placing it, which is insane. A really good workaround. And then we're going to be sending Prayers with Eyes of Bloom, which will then use this effect. Send any discard and then search for Sage as well as Ultimate Fusion. And then Prayers will target the Blue Eyes, place the Ultimate Dragon, and then extra normal summon for the Sage. Search the Master. Even though we already normal summon, this card can still have utility. So at this point, we can no longer extra normal summon for this because we normal summon Neo Kaiser Seahorse and Sage with Eyes of Bloom. But like I said, it still has a great graveyard effect. Anyway, Synchro Summon for Spirit, and then Ancient Fairy Dragon. Effect to destroy the Mausoleum of White. Search for the Ravine, and then activate the Ravine, and then use that effect, discard your other discard, and then send Chaos Max, and then Ancient Fairy Dragon effect, special summon the Master, and then Synchro Summon for Axial Synchro, revive back the Maiden of White, and then Master effect target the Maiden of White and also Chain Maiden, so revive back the Sage, and then special summon the Blue Eyes from the graveyard. So now we got ourselves the ability to Synchro Summon for Spirit again, and we can set that Ultimate Fusion and pass turn there. And on the opponent's turn, it's going to be the exact same thing as before. True Light, revive back Blue Eyes Red Dragon, and then effective Maiden of White, revive back, and then Axial Synchro, summon Stardust Dragon, quick sync into Spirit number 2, and then Spirit number 1, summon Ultimate, and then Spirit number 2, summon Crimson Dragon, effect, search Crimson Synchro Rumble, and then tag out into Cosmic Blaze Arm, and then again on resolution of Dark Ruler or something. Ultimate Fusion for Magia, it's the exact same thing. This is absolutely disgusting. Pretty much every single combo in your deck makes this ridiculous board, which is insanity. And the worst part is, or the best part is, when you got a bunch of the different starters, like Sage and Neo Kaiser Seahorse and Maiden of White, you can beat infinite hand traps. It's not even funny. Okay, so I just showed what can you do when you got Sage or Maiden, or when you got Neo Kaiser Seahorse, which was a different combo. Now, well, a different combo, a different sequencing, but the same end board. Now, what are you able to do when all you have is Prayers with Eyes of Blue? This is not the same thing as drawing Sage or Maiden or Neo Kaiser Seahorse. So yeah, first things first, Prayers, and I hope that you do not get ashed, obviously. Get yourself the Sage as well as the Saga of the Blue-Eyed Dragon. This is the first time in this video that we're searching this card. Anyway, search the Maiden of White with Sage, and then effected the Link 1, search for your Mausoleum of White. Extra normal summon, actually, for the Maiden of White. This is also not the kind of thing that you see every day. And then activate your Saga, summon Blue Eyes from the deck, and then target your Blue Eyes for the Prayers, equip the Blue Eyes Ultimate, Synchro Summon for Spirit, tribute the Link 1, summon back the Blue Eyes, and then revive back your Maiden. And then Mausoleum of White is going to be targeting your Maiden of White to send the second Blue Eyes White Dragon vanilla monster from your deck to the grave, and then Chain Maiden, so revive back the Sage, and then Foolish for the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then Spirit, tag out into Ancient Fairy Dragon, effect destroy the Ravine, as well, destroy the Mausoleum of White, and then search the Ravine, Axial Synchro, revive back, and then I think you can see where this is going. Spirit, Maiden of White, plays the True Light, and then True Light, set the Ultimate Fusion, activate Ravine, discard your other card, Foolish for Chaos Max, and this is the exact same end board. Again, the sequencing was completely different. I still consider it a different combo because if you don't play it out correctly, you might mess up, you might do some weird things, but do not worry, my friend, every path leads to Rome. Blue Eyes best deck, what can I say, man? Again, you can Dark Ruler me, I really do not care because I can still guarantee that Magia on the resolution, shuffle back all my Spirit Dragons so I never run out of fuel. This deck is just insane, and also, even if I get Sphere moded, I still have Synchro Rumble to revive back my Maiden of White or whatever, and then I can keep playing, and then this True Light can also get me so much advantage every single turn. Okay, so from here on out, things will be a little different because we will be assuming that our opponent has Nibiru and also uses it correctly. So now we have Sage with Eyes of Blue, and we're trying to beat Nibiru, and we have nothing else. Now, Sage or Maiden, like I said, is the exact same sequencing. However, the other cards, even though they have the same end board, the sequencing is different, so they may or may not be able to beat Nibiru. It depends on how your opponent plays it out. But this time, even if your opponent uses Nibiru absolutely perfectly, it's not gonna matter. Sage is still enough to beat Nibiru, assuming that you have the correct extra deck configuration. Anyways, normal summon, and then obviously that's summon number 1, search your Maiden, and then discard that, place the True Light, and then True Light effect, set to your prayers, and then prayers discard whatever, well actually not yet, whatever, it doesn't really matter too much. Go for the Link 1, search your field spell, and then target, send the Blue Eyes Red Dragon, effect, summon your Blue Eyes, and then Maiden of White effect, and then we can go prayers. It doesn't matter that, like I said, we could have used it before. Doesn't matter. And then prayers target your Blue Eyes, equip the Ultimate Dragon. This is going to be summon number 5, but obviously your opponent's not going to nib you here. It makes no sense. Tag out into Ancient Fairy Dragon. Your opponent is absolutely forced to nib you here, because if he doesn't, then what's going to happen is that you're going to go Ancient Fairy effect, destroy, search the Ravine, and then Ravine effect, discard, Foolish the Chaos Max. And then the opponent already knows that we have Ultimate Fusion, so he can go Ultimate Fusion, summon the Magia, then negate Nibiru. So obviously, it is in our opponent's best interest to Nibiru us here in order to cut us off from Magia access, because that is going to be a lot of pressure for our opponent. So that's completely fine, because we can use the extra normal summon that Master with Eyes of Blue. That's going to be recycling back the Sage. And by the way, the Nibiru token is our best friend. It is a level 11 monster, and our tuners are level 1. So we can Synchro Summon for Crimson Dragon. How convenient, huh? You can give a big hug to your opponent and, tell him, thank you, you're my best friend. I actually wanted to get nibbed. It helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. Because now, it's not going to change anything to our end board. We're still pretty much going to end on the same thing. And again, we were guaranteed a Magia, regardless of how our opponent played it out. Because the next step was going to be going Ancient Fairy Dragon, Destroy, Search the Ravine, etc. That's too much pressure, right? Anyways, the Sage is going to be discarding itself, target the Maiden, revive back with the Sage, summon Blue Eyes, whatever, and then go for Spirit Dragon, tag out into Ancient Fairy Dragon, and then destroy that Mausoleum of White, search for the Ravine, and then activate. Also, if you play Jet Dragon, I guess this is where you can also revive back, because Ancient Fairy destroyed your Mausoleum of White, so a card was destroyed. It's not relevant, because the Blue Eyes Jet Dragon is not doing jack on the field. It's just staying there, and it's looking pretty, but that's it. And yeah, we can get hit by Droplet. Like I said, I really couldn't care less because I still have Ultimate Fusion into my best friend, Magia, and that is going to be way more than enough usually to win. And again, shuffle back as many cards as you want. It doesn't matter. Negate, that's a nice deck you got there. You want to use a spell card now, I really don't care. I'm also going to be negating that. Your deck sucks. There you go. My deck is better, even though that's an exact mirror match. But like I said, Blue Eye's best deck, but only when I'm playing it, right? Alrighty, so what can you do when you have, let's say, Aleister and Sage with Eyes of Blue? Because some people have been considering an Invoked engine in the deck, but they don't necessarily know how to deck build, I guess, with this engine, or how to sequence with Aleister when you also have other normal summons. And the answer is kind of obvious. Aleister is always going to be your first normal summon, because your your field spell gets you an extra normal summon only for a level 1 light tuner. So yeah, if you got Sage with Aleister, then you might as well normal summon the hard monster that you cannot extra normal summon with a field spell. But yeah, get your Link 1 into Field Spell, which gets you the extra normal summon for Sage, and then normal summon that. It's crazy being able to normal summon twice, because those cards are nasty when they're normal summon, like extremely good, at least now. But yeah, Foolish for your Blue Eyes, and then transform into Blue Eyes. By the way, this was summon number 4, because summon number 1 was Aleister, summon number 2 was the Link 1, summon number 3 was Sage, summon number 4 was Blue Eyes Red Dragon, summon number 5 is Invoked Merkaba, and if our opponent nibs us here, then we can just negate by discarding any monster, so it really doesn't matter, and we can safely combo through Nibiru, because now we can Synchro Summon for Spirit Dragon. We never used the Great Red effect of Maiden of White, by the way, so we still have a lot of plays left at our disposal. But yeah, prayers discard the Aleister, and then search for the Master again, and Ultimate Fusion. You don't always have to normal summon this card for it to have value. You can even discard it, and it's still really good because it has a very nice Grey Red effect. But yeah, send the Chaos Max, and then Master, send your Ancient Fairy Dragon, and summon back the Blue Eyes, and then trigger the Maiden of White. There you go. And then target, obviously, plays the Ultimate Dragon, Synchro Summon for Spirit, and then Ultimate Fusion into the Magia, and that is absolutely insane. All of that with Aleister and Sage, and it completely checks Nibiru, and that's a really nice board. Okay, so I've showcased a few combos on how to beat Nibiru, I guess. Well, a few. Yeah, 2, I guess. But now it's about time that I show combos on how we can beat Ash. So, correctly used Ash. Normal summon Sage, and then use its effect. Nobody's going to be ashing that unless you're extremely stupid. Search your Master, And then link 1, again, nobody's gonna ash that because otherwise you can just go, okay, Maiden, place the True Light, and then place the prayers, and then discard, and then search 2 cards. So yeah, people are obviously going to be holding Ash for prayers. That is the choke point of the deck. But it's still not enough because, yeah, we can still kind of play through it. Yeah, link 1, tribute, summon back the Blue Eyes Red Dragon, and then revive back the Maiden of White, and then synchro summon for Spirit, and then True Light, place the prayers. By the way, even if Ripon were to Ogre us here, it's not the end of the world because we can still negate our own True Light with the Spirit Dragon. Because yes, this can negate graveyard effects in both graveyards. Anyways, prayers, discard, and then we get ashed. That is completely fine. We can go extra normal summon for the Master, recycle back the Sage, and then tag out into Ancient Fairy Dragon. Destroy that field spell, search for the Ravine, and then activate that, and then synchro summon into actual synchro Stardust Dragon, revive back the Maiden of White, and then foolish your deck for the Chaos Max, and then Master, target, chain Maiden of White, and that's gonna be summoning back the Sage, and then revive back the Blue Eyes Red Dragon, and then pass turn. And you can still kind of make the Magia on the next turn because at least we still have we have everything. I forgot to use the prayers to banish itself and then equip the Ultimate Dragon. But still, we don't even need Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to summon Magia. We can just use like 3 different Blue Eyes, so we can use I don't know, like 2 Spirits and then like a Blue Eyes Red Dragon and then use a Chaos Max. That works perfectly fine as well. So yeah, on our opponent's turn, obviously we got Ashed on the 1 card that searches the Ultimate Fusion. But if we hard Druid, then it pretty much acts as if nothing ever happened. But the rest of the board is the exact same. As you can see, this is still the exact same amount of interruptions, but without all the Magia interruptions. So it's still double Spirit into the Spirit Ultimate, into Crimson Dragon, into Cosmic Blazar with the Stardust Dragon. So that's really nice. And obviously we have the follow-up thanks to True Light setting the Ultimate Fusion and summoning Magia on turn 3. Yeah, so this time I have Sage with Eyes of Blue as well as Neo Kaiser Seahorse, but I have to try to beat the Droll and Ogre. Now, let's just, I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds. How would you play it out? Which one would be your normal summon? Would you be normal summoning the Sage and then actually special summon Neo Kaiser Seahorse while you control Blue Eyes White Dragon? But all I have to say here is, well, you're a little too reliant on the Link 1 resolving and everything and you being able to even summon a Blue Eyes in the first place. So as a matter of fact, I actually say the best normal summon here is Neo Kaiser Seahorse. That's the reason why you can draw like a bunch of normal summons and it's completely fine. But yeah, you can go into the Link 1 now, chain Link 1, chain Link 2, play around whatever, as many hand traps as possible, chain blocking is nice. And then send the Maiden of White and also search for your field spell. And then activate that field spell. Well, we're going to be getting Droll, so it's not like we can do it right away. Target the Link 1. Our opponent is not going to be Ghost Ogring this, because then we can just go, okay, Spirit effect. Tribute, summon back the Blue Eyes, and then revive back the Maiden of White. So our opponent will now try to Ogre the True Light instead. So yeah, revive back the Maiden of White, and then use its effect, place the True Light, and then extra normal summon for the Sage, and then synchro summon for Spirit, and then use the True Light, we get Ogred, and we're not going to be losing our Spirit, because like I said, we can negate our own True Light, so at least we keep the Spirit on the field. All that through Ogre and Droll, I will absolutely take it. Okay, so what can you do when you have Sage, Maiden, and Prayers, and you have to beat Ash and Ogre? Probably the 2 best hand traps against this deck that can be main deck. These cards are really nasty, like absolutely disgusting. But do not worry, my friend, when there is a will, there is also a way. So first things first, I'm gonna bait an Ash using the prayers because nobody's ever gonna be ashing Sage. That is asinine. It's not a thing. So yeah, we get ashed here. That's completely fine. And then step number 2, Maiden of White, plays the True Light. While we have no monsters on the field, what really pisses me off when I get Ogred on True Light is not the fact that I can't place a spell or trap from my deck into the field. It's the fact that it wipes my whole board. So I might as well try to use this card as early as possible, so that even if it dies, at least it doesn't destroy my monsters. So that's cool. I get hit by a Ghost Ogre, that's fine. Normal Summon Sage, now at least we baited every hand trap. Completely fine by me. Normal Summon, get your search for the Master, and then Link 1, search for the field spell, and then activate, and then extra Normal Summon, obviously. And obviously, well, the target, send the Blue Eyes Red Dragon, and then tribute for the Blue Eyes, and then revive back the Maiden of White, and then target plays the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, extra normal summon, recycle back the Sage, and then synchro summon for Spirit, and then Sage, discard, target the Maiden of White, tribute, revive back the Sage, and then summon Blue Eyes Red Dragon, and then synchro summon into Spirit Dragon number 2. So even without using the True Light, even if this card gets stopped and the prayers get stopped, you can still make double Spirit. That's just to show you how powerful Sage with Eyes of Blue really is, even when nothing else is resolving. Yes, this deck really is that good. This is still like 4 interruptions, because it's double Graveyard Negates, and then Omni Negate and Omni Negate with one single card. and we got stopped on the cards that matter the most. So yeah, Blue Eyes, like I said, is just so hard to beat if you know what you're doing. Okay, so this is probably going to be the spiciest combo in this video, so I really hope that this is going to be surprising you in some way, but I don't know if like somebody else covered it in a video. I hope I'm like the first one to show you this, but I don't know, there's probably like some crazy smart Blue Eyes player out there that already thought about that, so whatever. Yeah, this could be huge. I'm not saying it's going to be the best way to play Blue Eyes, but it could be very interesting. Anyways, what can you do with one single Sage and any discard? Well, look at that. So normal summon, and then use its effects, search for your Maiden, obviously, and then discard that, plays the True Light, and then True Light is obviously going to be setting your prayers, your best friend, and then discard your other card, search for the Master, as well as the Trap card this time, not the Fusion, well, the Fusion spell, and then search for your field spell, and then activate that, and then target, send the Blue Eyes Red Dragon, blah, blah, blah. Tribute, revive back Blue Eyes Red Dragon, and then Maiden of White revive back, and then extra normal summon for Master, recycle back the Sage. I think you're kind of used to seeing this. Synchro summon for Spirit, and then Sage target, discard, revive back the Master, and then summon Blue Eyes Red Dragon, and then synchro summon for Spirit Dragon. This is where it's gonna get really insane. So tag out into Crimson Dragon, search the Synchro Rumble, and then tag out into the other Spirit Dragon, and out of everything that we're gonna be doing now, we're going to be overlaying for Mirror Logic Aggregator, and that will be sending Herald of Arclight from the extra deck to the grave, which then searches for this card right here, Magician of Black Chaos Max. Yes. Yeah, this card reads, if this card is special summoned, you can tribute one monster. Your opponent cannot activate monster effects this turn. This is quite literally Outer Entity AZATHOT. If you resolve this, the game is over, and this is a level 8 ritual monster that we can ritual summon using the Graveyard effect of Majesty with Dragons of White. This is kinda nasty, and it's still a Chaos Max ritual monster, so we can still use it as a ritual material for Magia, which makes it like an absolute crack card. Anyways, now we're going to be going Mirror Logic Aggregator detach 2, and then attach back the Herald of Arclight, so that when we link it off or synchro it off, well, not really link it off, but whatever, you get the point. When it is sent from the field to the graveyard, we can search with the Herald of Arclight. But yeah, Synchro Rumble, revive back the Sage, and then Master Effect, target the Aggregator, or rather the Sage, I guess, revive back the Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, and then pass turn there. And on the opponent's turn, our opponent can do whatever, I don't really care too much. On the resolution, because we can only do this on main phase, True Light, revive back Blue Eyes Red Dragon, revive back the Maiden of White, and then use the Majesty with Dragons of White, show up to 3 Blue Eyes Red Dragon from your hand or field, so we can also destroy a hand, field, or graveyard, destroy that many cards your opponent controls. But what really matters is the graveyard effect. So that was interruption number 1. Interruption number 2 is Exodia, because now we ritual summon for Chaos Max, and then Chaos Max tribute a monster. Our opponent can no longer use any monster effects. So I don't care if I get hit by Dark Ruler, your deck cannot do anything at all, I win. For the 10th and final combo, yeah, this video was, I mean, kind of long, but I mean, I don't know, I have so much fun that I didn't really see time pass too much. This hand looks abysmal. I have no starters. This hand is not good, right? I have Effect Veiler, Dominus Purge, Synchro Rumble, Saga of the Blue-Eyed the Dragon, and Dragon Ravine. What the hell can I do? Assuming I'm not playing any, like, extravagant, like, brick, like, some garbage card that makes no sense, that would be, like, super garbage unless I draw, like, this specific hand. Can I make this hand work? The answer is quite obvious. Because of the fact that my name is YakSign564, of course I can, right? But obviously, before we proceed, you gotta smash the like and subscribe button, because it takes a genius to come up with some insane combo like this. It's gonna blow your mind. Anyways, Dragon Ravine, discard the whatever card, doesn't matter. I mean, no, it actually does matter because Veiler is a level 1 Light Tuner. Send your Neo Kaiser Seahorse, and then normal summon Veiler, go for the Spirit, search for your field spell. And this is gonna be really weird because we're gonna be going Synchro Rumble, revive back the Neo Kaiser Seahorse, and at this point, we are locked under only being able to summon Synchro monsters from the extra deck. That kind of hurts, but it's not the end of the world. Saga, summon Blue Eyes Red Dragon from the deck, and then Synchro summon for Crimson Dragon, Neo Kaiser Seahorse, send that Maiden of White, and then link 1, tribute, revive back the Blue Eyes, revive back the Maiden of White, and then activate your Mausoleum of White, target your Maiden, and then effect, revive back the Effect Veiler, and then send Blue Eyes Red Dragon. Maiden of White effect plays the True Light, and then Synchro Summon for Spear Dragon. Crimson Dragon tag out into the other Spear Dragon, and then your True Light is going to be sending the Majesty. A complete garbage hand. We were still able to end on double Spirit with True Light and Majesty, which is a pop. This is insane. And our hand was garbage. It was like the worst cards imaginable. It was Effect Veiler, Dominus Purge, Synchro Rumble, Saga, and freaking Ravine. This is absolute dog shit. Like, no Sage, no Bingo Machine, no Prayers, no Neo Kaiser Seahorse, no Maiden, absolutely nothing. And yeah, on the opponent's turn, this is going to be 5 interruptions because we can go into the Blue Eye Spirit Ultimate and then the Crimson Dragon and then tag out, Cosmic Blazar, and then obviously this can pop a card, so yeah. But again, what can I say? At this point, I feel like I've already proven it like 25 billion times, Blue Eye's best deck, etc, blah blah blah. Alrighty, for the deck profile, again, before we proceed, friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button. It really motivates me a lot to keep cooking up insane decks like this one. And again, this deck is just super fun to play. It's just so consistent, so powerful. I have so many like positive things to say about it. Konami did a great job with its card design. I'm just an absolute huge fan. Anyways, this deck is very clean, very minimalistic, very simple to understand, so that even if you have like an IQ of 5, you should still be able to comprehend what I'm trying to do. So I am playing 15 hand traps as well as 15 one-card combos. 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, 3 Nibiru, 3 Dominus Purge, 3 Veiler. Dominus Purge locks you out of using Dark, Water, and Fire effects. So you cannot use Ash after using Dominus Purge, but you can use it before. And for your engine, everything is light, so it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, I can't really think of anything that would clash with Dominus Purge, right? Yeah, Chaos Max doesn't have an activated effect, so you really don't care. I want to say these are probably like the 15 best hand traps that you can play in this deck. There's also like the Molchami cards that you can main deck. That would work out fine because you can discard them for your prayers. And that would be perfect, actually. So if you want to replace Dominus Purge maybe with a Molchami for Raros, because obviously for Raros is coming out before the Blue Eye Structure deck, you are more than welcome to do so. But this is very flexible. It really does depend on what you are trying to do for the format. So yeah, 15 hand traps, and for the 15 one-card combos, again, very simple. You cannot play any less than that. 3 Sage, 3 Maiden, 3 Neo Kaiser Seors, 3 Bingo Machine, and 3 Prayers. So that gives you like a 91.9% chance of drawing one of these 15 cards. So like 8% of the time, you are not drawing these cards, but rather a combination, a 5-hand combination of cards like Ash, Ogre, Nib, Purge, Veiler, Master, Chaos Max, Blue Eyes, Ravine, Mausoleum, Synchro Rumble, Saga, Ultimate Fusion, and True Light. True Light is like the least bricky one because at least it gets your engine started over time, but the other ones, they do nothing on their own. With that being said, you could draw hands of like double effect Veiler, and that still leads to Spirit Dragon because you can normal summon the first one, go for the Link 1, search your field spell, Foolish Blue Eyes, tribute the Link 1, revive back Blue Eyes, extra normal summon for the second Veiler, and then synchro summon for Spirit Dragon, which is not bad. Obviously, it's far from garbage, but it still doesn't get you like a really good grind game and everything. So if you want this deck to be super consistent, that's the reason why you gotta play 40, just so that you always see your starters, and you gotta max out on all the juice cards. There is, again, no other way around it. You have to play these engine cards the same way I am. And for the combo pieces, these are cards that, like I said, are not going to be getting your engine started. Ravine, this card does nothing. It's a fake card. It only foolishes Chaos Max. That's it. That's all. So yeah, it's a combo piece, but it's not a great card. Sometimes you can send Neo Kaiser Seors, but it's not like... Unless like you're doing the combo that I just showcased on combo number 10, it's usually not too great. Master with Eyes of Blue, that's a combo piece, but it's actually just a good card overall, so I'm a huge fan of it. Mausoleum of White for the extra normal summon, obviously that's the Salaman Great Sanctuary of the deck. It's a good card, but you're not trying to draw it. Absolutely never trying to draw it. Chaos Max, not the end of the world when you do draw it. Same thing with Ravine, actually. It allows you to skip a step where you summon Ancient Fairy Dragon. The 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons, so that you can always resolve your Mausoleum of White targeting your Maiden of White, even if you had to go for the first Blue Eyes White Dragon using like Saga, for example. So yeah, I would much rather play 2 Blue Eyes White Dragon than play 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon and 1 Jet Dragon. Jet Dragon's effect rarely comes up anyways, whereas the second Blue Eyes White Dragon being a vanilla monster does come up very, very often. And then yeah, 1 Saga, you can play a second one if you really want to, but I got Synchro Rumble that is searchable anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. And the one of Ultimate Fusion, and the True Light, obviously. So yeah, 40 cards, very consistent, very clean. For the extra deck, the Magia, obviously, the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Those are the only fusions that I could squeeze in. Unfortunately, I couldn't really find any space for Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate and Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon in the extra deck because the extra deck space is ultra tight. Anyway, Stardust Dragon, Axial Synchro. These are the cards that allow you to quick sync on your opponent's turn. Very good cards overall. Cosmic Blazar, the double Spirit Ultimate Dragon, Crimson Dragon, triple Spirit Dragon, double Ancient Fairy Dragon, and double Spirit with Eyes of Blue. The second Spirit with Eyes of Blue is for your grind game, because otherwise you're gonna have like no follow-up, because you're always burning the first one for your combo, so the second one is there for turn 3 or turn 5 or whatever. And then Ancient Fairy Dragon, the second one is only to beat Nibiru. That's it. If you only play 1, you will lose to Nibiru. And 3 Spirit Dragon, you burn so many in your combo, so obviously you gotta play a lot of them. And the second Spirit Ultimate Dragon, if anything, maybe you can cut the second one. For the idea section and potential side deck cards or cards that could be considered, Secret Village is a cool card because you can surge it off of Ancient Fairy Dragon, and obviously that turns off a lot of cards. So it's good against some runic-based strategies. It can be really nice, actually. Saga of the Blue-Eyed Dragon, like I said, if you want to play multiple. Majesty with Dragons of White. It's another card that isn't great to draw, especially going second. So that's the reason why instead we have Ultimate Fusion, just so that we don't play too many brick, like combo pieces. So yeah, I don't really think I would be main decking this in this build, but in the control build with 18 hand traps, then I definitely would. Neo Blue Eyes with the Tyrant Dragon, obviously, like I mentioned. A bunch of Melody of Awakening Dragon targets, which I do not recommend this card. It's not really good. So yeah, Jet Dragon, Chaos Dragon, Emperor of Armageddon, Levineer, and Alternative. Yeah, these cards just suck. Unless you already have everything and your opponent has nothing. So yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm gonna make a full video on every Blue Eyes card, in my opinion on them, by the way. I will be making the absolute living shit out of Blue Eyes. Got my word on that. Anyways, Aleister, Magician of Black Chaos Max, if you want to AZATHOT your opponent. Aggregator, you need that. Jagalumion package, a lot of dedication in your extra deck, I don't really recommend. This deck is not really good at making rank 8s, it's better at synchro summoning. And yeah, Skill Drain, because this deck is really good at abusing Skill Drain. You can just beat down your opponent with Blue Eyes Red Dragon and revive back every single turn with a Link 1. If Skill Drain was a 3, I'd be playing like 3 Link 1s, just because every single turn you go Normal Summon Sage, Normal Summon Sage or Normal Summon Veiler, whatever, Link 1, revive back Blue Eyes, revive back your Maiden. And yeah, that's a lot of pressure for your opponent. It's really annoying. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.